It's a beautiful day here in Copenhagen, and we are going on another adventure. We're going to find the Little Mermaid. So, won't you join us as we go through the streets of Copenhagen, see what we find here on our way to seek out the Little Mermaid? And it starts, you guessed it, right now. So, heading out here in Copenhagen and leaving the Airbnb, staying in the Tingberg neighborhood. I read the Wikipedia page. It seems like it's well, it says there's a couple shootings back in the day, and it's a housing project from, 1950 or 1970. So when I got here, I was kind of like, oh, I don't know. So far, it's okay. Yeah, just based on all of the cars and stuff here, seems like it's mostly middle-class folks living here. So my Airbnb is a flat that I'm sharing with 3 other guys, and they're pretty nice. It's nice to have some people to talk to. My room is nice. My room is big. Kitchen is okay. They do have a blender, which is nice, so I make smoothies in there. And the bathroom is okay. I decided to book that place because I'm under the impression that Denmark is one of the most expensive places in Europe. And so I was able to stay at that place for roughly the same as the rent that I was paying in Las Vegas. So I thought it was a win-win. The grocery store is just like a 3-minute walk from the Airbnb on the corner here. The other day I ran into one of my roommates here. I just thought I only know 3 people in the entire country. I'm already running into folks just on the street. So one thing I like about the grocery store is inside. I don't know if this is a European thing or if this is just this branch right here or if it's a Danish thing. I don't know, but they don't actually have carts. They just have big baskets, and the baskets have wheels on them. So maybe in Target or something in the US, you grab one of those little plastic baskets. You have to carry it around with you. You don't have to carry it around with you here. You just put it on the floor, you pull it, you push it. It's nice because you don't have a bunch of carts in the way, so it kind of saves space. It's easier to get around in there. Of course, this goes contrary to American consumerism of buying as much crap as you can possibly fit in your massive, oversized cart. So the first obstacle on our journey here, on our adventure, is that, we need to take the metro. And so the first question that I had when I arrived in Copenhagen was, does my metro card work on the bus and also the train? Because of course I was using it on the regular metro, like the subway train, and then you come above ground and there's the buses there, and so I wasn't sure if they were all connected. They are, so your metro card will work on both. But the problem is you can only refill your metro card at the metro stations, and so my neighborhood is basically just serviced by bus stops, and my card ran out of money. So it's a nice day, it's a nice evening. We are going to walk to the nearest metro station. It's 25 minutes, and so we'll see what happens, but we're going to continue, and we're going to find that little mermaid, and we're going to see what else happens along the way. So it's been about 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Here's my gym, by the way. So yes, I do have a gym. It's called Fitness World. So the one thing that I wish I would have brought was a shoe bag that I actually had, kind of a backpack, shoe bag, very small backpack basically. If you ever are in track or something, I feel like everybody has this kind of little nylon bag that you can wear as a backpack, but it's really just a shoe bag. So I actually had one, but I got rid of it. I donated it. And the thing is, it obviously takes up virtually no space in the luggage. You can just roll it up, throw it in there. I do have something very similar, but it's not quite as close. So I wish I would have held on to that and brought that with. But so far, I don't have any other real regrets about how I packed or what I packed. So definitely want to continue the habit and the routine of going to the gym no matter where I'm at. So I'll be finding different gyms. This one's pretty good. They gave me a free 7-day trial, and so I'll only have to pay for 1 week while I'm here. I'm here for 2 weeks. But anyway, let's continue the walk. Got about another 15 minutes, and then we'll be at the metro. With the metro app, you should be able to buy a one-way ticket so that you can go to the next station and then top up your metro card. But for some reason, the app was not accepting my card as a form of payment, so I couldn't use the app, but normally you could top up that way. Got about 5 minutes to go. You know, if I had all the time in the world, I would just walk everywhere, I think. All right, so I've made it to the metro, and it's an outdoor platform. And I just thought to myself, dear Lord, maybe it's just another bus stop, but there is a card machine here, so I should be able to top up. All right, so it looks a little different than my neighborhood. We're getting down into the, I don't know, more of the downtown area. So check this out. It is Rosenborg Castle. So the castle is behind this fence here. You have the front gate over here where there are some guards. So here's a nice historic building right across from the castle. This bell tower is very similar to one that I've seen before, which was in Riga, Latvia. All right, so it's starting to get a little dark. As we can see, it's almost 8 o'clock, but I got a ride. Otherwise, it'd be like a 28-minute walk to get to the Little Mermaid. So we're gonna get there. It should be about an 8-minute ride on my new bicycle. Here we go. All right, so we made it. Here we have the Little Mermaid. Oh, the bicycle also, what a fine machine. Has has wireless charging here. So I was able to charge my phone through induction. We did it. We met the Swan. We met the Little Mermaid. We rode our bike down here. It's not even dark. It's a beautiful day in Copenhagen. We saw some cool architecture and stuff. Behind me on the other side here, lots of like windmills, or wind turbines rather. And this is a outdoor dining place where there's like a lot of food trucks, or like a container type park where you can go and just get all types of stuff to eat. Good morning. So we made it to the Little Mermaid. It's the next day. So we made it yesterday to the Little Mermaid, and then I saw some beautiful stuff on the way back to Tingberg. And today we're going to King's Square, King's Circle, King's something. Some really nice buildings and stuff like that to check out. So let's go. Part 2 of the journey continues right now. We're starting today from Christianshavn, which is a metro stop, and we're gonna walk to Kongens Nytorv. I just learned something. Haven, I think it means harbor. So Copenhagen, Christianshavn. Anyway, beautiful place down here, dominated by canals. Looks like a storybook. The cool waters here of the canal, we can actually see down to the floor. So I see some seaweed and rocks down there. Continuing to King's Square and kind of down one of these side streets, I see a massive church. So pretty cool church. Christian Kirke, maybe? Is that how you say church in Danish? I don't know. So a couple things that I've been learning that I thought were cool about the Danish language is, how do you say thank you in Danish, right? We asked somebody, she goes, tak, tak. And in my English ears, I almost hear it as tank, right? And so I want to hear tank, but it's actually just T-A-K, tak. But to me, in my German ears, I hear, in my English ears, I hear tank, and in my German ears, I hear dank, like danke, dankeschön, dankeschön, vielen Dank. So I don't know, I'm guessing it's no coincidence, as we see the church back here. I'm guessing it's no coincidence that it's all kind of related, right? You got dank became tak, became bedankt, became thank you, darling, thank you, became thank you. I just saw a van that said, cake my day. Go ahead, punk, cake my day. So as we continue going to the King's Square on our walk through central Copenhagen. So I think it's pretty cool the way that, a lot of the language sort of starts to relate, or you can hear things that sound familiar that maybe belong in another language. So King's New Square in Danish is Kongens Nytorv, something like that. Kongens Nytorv or Kongens. I think it's Kongen. But anyway, in my German brain, I hear that and I feel like, oh, that sounds like the German word for king, which is König, right? Kongens König. And then Nytorv, it's spelled N-Y-T-O-R-V, Kongens Nytorv. Not Nytorv, it looks like Nytorv if you were going to read it in English. So check it out as we came from that way, and now we are entering the King's New Square in central Copenhagen. So King's Square, just behind us now. And down this way, another canal. So many people on this other side. The canal is lined with all kinds of shops and restaurants and, of course, lots of people. So you can get a canal tour here. It looks like you can maybe get a hop-on, hop-off tour. What I wanted to say about the reading of the word Kongens Nytorv is, so then in my Russian reading brain, when I see the word nu, it's N-Y, and in Cyrillics, what we would call the letter Y makes a oo sound. So again, I find that really fascinating. I don't know if there's any overlap there. Maybe it's just a coincidence, but at least when we read that word in Danish, nu, it's similar to how you would read it in Russian, at least that one letter. So the canal behind us, all the shops and stuff behind us now. As I was biking through here yesterday, I thought that there was maybe a few places that reminded me of another European city of Florence. Just some of the architecture, I guess. A couple cool things about Denmark, and just a couple cool things in general that I wanted to mention was I ran into, at the store, I saw a guy who was wearing a Minnesota Wild hat. and so I started talking to him, like, oh, Minnesota Wild, huh? And it turns out that he is from Denmark. It appeared to be, he was there with his wife. He gave me his business card, which here it is. But he has a business in Minneapolis called Danish Teak Classics, which is a furniture store, which I thought was amazing. So he said that he's been to North Dakota. He's been to my hometown, apparently. So small world. Speaking of that too, as we're getting a little closer to the King's Square here. So it's my second week here in Europe of this nomadic journey and adventure. And I already ran into one person from my hometown. He saw that I posted on Facebook that I was going to be in Europe. He said, "Oh, you're going to be in Norway. Where at?" I said, "Oslo." He goes, "I'm going to be in Oslo too." I said, "Cool. Well, let's meet up." And I said, "Let's meet up, but I'm going to be leaving on Saturday. I'm going to Copenhagen." He goes, "Wow, that's wild. We're going to be in Copenhagen on Saturday and Sunday." So we met up just after me being on the road for a week. I already run into someone from my hometown, so I only had to go 5,000 miles to see him. Another thing that I thought was interesting, I don't know if this is a European thing or this is a Danish thing or just a brand of these pickles, believe it or not, but they have a pickle handle in the jar that allows for ease of use when it comes to eating your pickles and actually just grabbing your pickles out of the jar. All right, so we made it. We made it to King's New Square. We saw the Little Mermaid. We figured out how to use the metro. And we went from a walk from the metro stop Christianshavn to Kongens Nytorv. And saw a lot of cool stuff on the way. So hope you liked it. Feel free to leave comments, questions down below, all that good stuff. I do enjoy hearing from people, especially as I'm out here on my journey and as you're out here on the journey with me. So until next time, we'll see ya from Copenhagen.